the hollow earth theory. Conspiracy theorists for years have mentioned how there's another civilization in the middle of Earth. Earth is hollow, and it's home to an entire civilization known by the people of Agartha. And the people of Agartha are these superhumans of men and women, and they have their own atmosphere, their own sun. They have animals that we no longer have, such as the woolly mammoth. Buddhists fervently believe in these people. They believe that they are here and they come to the surface of the earth sometimes to oversee the development of the human race, to help us. They're friendly and they're trying to help us. In 1947, Admiral Richard E. Byrd from the United States Armed Forces flew to the North Pole. From his journals that people have found, people say, hey, actually, he didn't even make it to the North Pole. Once he got there, his plane inexplicably landed, and he tells of warmth when he got out of the plane, and he tells that he was met by two tall blonde people and led him to a meeting where he met the leader of Agartha. The leader of Agartha then was telling him, you know, we've come up to the surface to talk to your government before and tell them, after Pearl Harbor, don't mess with nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons will be the demise of your race, of your people, of the human race. And the United States government obviously didn't listen. Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So, from there, Byrd was like, I don't know what, I'm not in charge of anyone, I don't know what to tell them. And they're just like, the people of Agartha were, Byrd, you gotta go to your government, you gotta tell them, we're warning you again. And so, when Byrd left the people of Agartha, he left Hollow Earth, and he went back to the surface and, you know, told everyone, told the government, this is what happened, I wrote everything down. The government silenced him. They said, this isn't true. They told everyone, you know, Byrd is lying, don't listen to him, this isn't true, there is no such thing as Hollow Earth, there's no such thing as the people of Agartha. The United States government silenced Byrd. But Byrd isn't the only one who's met the people of Agartha and been to Hollow Earth. Two Nordic men traveled up by boat and were met by friendly, tall, blonde people. Looked like humans. They weren't exactly human though, but they were friendly and willing to help. And another Norwegian man by the name of Olaf Jansen met them, wrote a book about it. Byrd is not the only one who has been there, seen what other people have also said they've seen, and those other people were not from the United States, therefore they weren't silenced, and many of them have written books about it. The United States government has since banned any planes to fly over the North or South Pole, for lack of a better word, two openings into Agartha, into Hollow Earth. And there are more openings, which obviously the United States government doesn't have control over, and they've been cited openings in Africa, Tibet, the Yucatan, Bermuda Triangle is a known opening, Egypt has an opening, the Soviet Union has been known to have an opening, so many people are getting on board with this, and it makes sense, it doesn't make sense. It's up for you to decide. I have one question though. Where's Amelia Earhart? Next we have the Rebecca Black Friday JFK conspiracy. Gotta have my bowl, gotta have cereal. It is known that the morning of the JFK assassination, the hotel offered John F. Kennedy eggs, sausage, toast. He turned it all down. He had a bowl of bran cereal. Gotta have my bowl, gotta have my cereal. Gotta get down to the bus stop. The following Monday, proceeding after the assassination of John F. Kennedy. JFK was known to have been proposed to sign a law stating that all public schools must provide transportation, such as buses, for their students to get to school. The bus law was never signed. The bus never came in her music video. Kickin' in the front seat. It is known that the driver of the car that JFK was assassinated in was driver Samuel Kickin. Kickin' in the front seat. Now, in Rebecca's music video was a blue convertible. Any guesses on what kind of car JFK was riding in? That's right, a blue convertible. Gotta get down on Friday. Get down, is what the Secret Service screamed at Jackie after her husband was shot. Gotta get down on Friday. So there you have it. Rebecca Black, a simple song about Friday, getting ready for the weekend, or something else. Next we have the Rugrats conspiracy theory. This is not a new conspiracy theory, and most people, I think, know about this conspiracy theory. So, the theory is Angelica Pickles has schizophrenia, and none of the Rugrats are actually alive. They're all dead. So the conspiracy is Chucky died in 1986 when he was born, when his mother died. They both died, and that's why Chaz is such a wreck. He lost his entire family, and he has never been the same because of it. In 1988, Tommy was born, but he was born as stillborn. And Stu consistently and non-stop continues to make children's toys for the son that he never got around to play with. He never got to play with because he never got to live. In 1990, supposedly, the DeVilles got an abortion. Therefore, Angelica never found out whether the baby would have been a boy or a girl. So in her mind, she created twins. In the Rugrats special, All Grown Up, Angelica seems to still be friends with all of the Rugrats. This is because her schizophrenia as a child, eventually that went away. She stopped hallucinating, but as a teenager in All Grown Up, she started taking hallucinogens, and her images of the babies, her cousins, and family friends' children who were lost all started coming back. And Susie was her only real friend. And Susie knew that the babies weren't real, but she allowed Angelica to continue on with this because they made her happy. So why does Angelica have all these issues? Why is she schizophrenic? Why does she have all these demonic, weird instances and situations and hallucinations that no one else... Angelica's the only one who can understand these babies. Why? Because they're her own hallucinations. So, why is Angelica like this? Well, her real mother, Angelica's real mother, died of a heroin overdose. And her new mother, the mother that everyone sees in the series, doesn't really pay attention to her. But Angelica idolizes her. She loves her stepmother. And her stepmother kind of brushes her off. So to continue to still have her mother with her, that's where Cynthia comes in. Cynthia, as many people who watch the show know, is Angelica's baby, her doll that she carries around everywhere. Her dress is filthy. Her hair is a mess. It's a wreck. Why? Because that's what she's been told and what she imagines her mother would look like. Because from the stories that she hears, her mother was not a very put-together person as her stepmother is, as the mother we see in the series is. She's a businesswoman who has everything in her life in order, and Angelica's real mother, Cynthia, didn't. That's the Rugrats conspiracy theory. Okay. Another beloved television show, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And everyone's like, okay, we get it, like, there's a conspiracy theory about The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, okay, sure, it's not true. Actually, it is. So, pay attention. The intro to The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground where I spent most of my days. Then, as you see as the sequence unfolds, Will throws a basketball at some gang members. A basketball at a gang is never a good idea, especially a gang in West Philadelphia. There's no way that that gang would have let Will get away with that and then let him walk away to tell the story of how he did that to a gang. No. So when they beat Will up, he died. And his mother sends him to Bel-Air, but Bel-Air is heaven. And coming from the rough streets of West Philadelphia, posh Bel-Air is heaven to someone like that. So the 2,728-mile trip from Philadelphia to Bel-Air, California would have cost approximately $8,356. Will doesn't have the money to afford that. Therefore, the cab driver in his rare cab is God. And God is taking Will to heaven. In the entire TV series, we only see Will's mother and father a few times. They are seldom in the show because they only occasionally visit Will at his grave. So whenever they visit Will at the grave, that's when we see them on the TV show. Will has a rough time coming to terms that he's dead because he's so young. It only makes sense that he's having a rough time adjusting to life in heaven. And this entire series is devoted to him coming to terms that he's dead, but it's okay because he's with family and loved ones in heaven, such as Uncle Phil. Throughout the entire series, Uncle Phil has always had such an overreaction to things that Hillary does or Ashley does. And in one episode, he has a heart attack and goes into a coma for weeks. But maybe he was already dead from having a heart attack, from overreacting to things in real life, in his own life. So, or Will is with his family in heaven. So, coming to terms took the entire series, but he did it. These are all the conspiracy theories I have for today.